If you're new here, my name is Hassan and I have been working on Upwork for about 4 years now, and I helped more than 1000 websites, work with over 300 clients and 25 different agencies. I have been helping everyone to configure Google Analytics, Facebook Pixel, and other tracking platforms such as TikTok, Pinterest on their websites, whether it is on Shopify, WordPress, WooCommerce, or a custom-built platform. And with my 4 years of experience, I'm going to help you how to configure view category event on WooCommerce store for Facebook Pixel using Google Tag Manager. I am creating this video by keeping in mind those small business owners who have their Facebook ads running and for some reason they want to target a specific list that they have, or digital marketing people who are A/B testing their different listings on their website. And this video can also be helpful for other freelancers who are trying to upgrade their skills. However, this video is not a general e-commerce training thing. And this is also not a digital marketing strategy where I'm going to tell you what to do with the events and how to utilize them. And this is also not an extensive coding program. This tutorial is only recorded to show you how to configure this view category event for Facebook Pixel using Google Tag Manager on your WooCommerce store. It has nothing to do with how to utilize the event or how to optimize your website and things like that. Just to make everything much more easier for you, I have divided this whole video into 4 different sections. In the first section of the video, we are going to see what Google Tag Manager is and how we can configure Google Tag Manager on your website. Since we are going to be using Google Tag Manager to find the page view event and the view category event, it is really important that you understand how GTM works. However, again, this is not a Google Tag Manager intensive course, therefore I assume that you have some basic understanding of Google Tag Manager. In the second section of the video, we are going to configure a Facebook configuration tag that is required on all the pages of the website, and we are going to do that through Google Tag Manager. In the third section of the video, we are going to configure the dataLayer event. DataLayer is more like a helper function that helps us track events parameters such as item name, item ID, price values, and all the good things that we need. And in the end, we are going to configure the view category event for which the whole tutorial has been built on. So if you miss any of these steps that I'm going to show you in the video, of course the view category event is not going to work. So let's just get some ground rules first so that you can get the best out of this video without wasting a lot of time. I would highly recommend you to watch the video first from start to end so you get a basic understanding of how everything is working, and then you can go back and start implementing it side by side. The second thing is make notes, and any question that you might have when you're watching the video for the first time, you can ask that in the comment section or reach out to me on the website. You can find a contact now button right here on the top right corner of the website. There are more than 10 different ways to configure Google Tag Manager on your website. We can directly add it into function.php file. We can add it into theme.php file. We can add it through a header and footer plugins on the website. However, in this video, just to make life easier for everyone, we are going to use a very common plugin that has been used by almost everyone in the world who uses WooCommerce, and it is called GTM 4WP. In order to make sure that this plugin is installed on your website, you can directly go to your dashboard on your WordPress website and go directly to the plugin section. On the plugins, on the top left corner, I guess, you're going to see an option for add new plugin. And this is the page where you can add any kind of plugin that you want. Let's just search for GTM 4WP. This is a plugin that has been created by Thomas Gregner and it is highly maintained. So we are going to click on install now. This might take a few seconds depending on how your internet is, and once the plugin has been installed, you have to click activate. However, sometimes you have to refresh the page just to make sure that everything is working alright. So let's just refresh this page just to make sure that everything is working alright, as I said earlier. Great, now you can go to the settings tab and then you will see another option for Google Tag Manager. This is where all the settings for the GTM 4WP plugins are going to be, right? And the only thing we need for the Google Tag Manager to work on the website is to have this GTM Container ID. There are multiple ways to get the Google Tag Manager Container ID, and the easiest one is to go directly to the Google Tag Manager, switch it to the account that you are using if you have multiple businesses. However, if you don't have multiple businesses, you can simply create a new account. You just need to click next. And this is the ID that you have. You can copy the ID directly from here, or you can click it and then copy the ID from here. So let's just copy this ID, go back to the Google Tag Manager settings and paste the ID here. Now let's just turn the container code on. For some reason, there is this glitch that as soon as you add the ID and hit save changes, the container code goes from on to off. However, in this case, it did not went because I think I clicked on before. So yeah, Perfect. We have the Google Tag Manager container added. Let's just make sure that the tag is properly working. So we can go back to the Google Tag Manager container, and on the top right corner, we are seeing two different options. One is for the preview and the other one is for the submit. Once you click on preview, it will connect a temporary debug window with our website, and we can see all kind of events that are happening on the website directly on the Google Tag Manager. So let's just connect with the shop page of our website because that's where all the products are. And you can also use this helper extension that we have. It's called Google Tag Legacy Instance. This is created by Google team. However, it is not widely maintained right now. However, we can still see that the Google Tag Manager container is properly firing. We can see that the tag assistant is connected. And if we go back to the debug assistant window, we can also see that the tag manager container is connected. So that's perfect. We have successfully added the Google Tag Manager container on your website. So thumbs up to you. Now we can move to the second section of the video where we need to make sure that the page view tag that we have for the configuration event for Facebook Pixel is firing on all the pages of the website. For that, we need to make sure that we have the Facebook Pixel code that we need to fire on all the pages of the website. There are two options to do this also. We can add Facebook Pixel code directly on the website using theme files. We can add it directly on Google Tag Manager using custom HTML code. However, in this video, I'm going to show you much better options to do that, because in this video, I'm showing you how I configure everything. How I usually do it, I usually use tag templates. And the only thing you need for the tag templates is the Pixel ID. You can get into the event manager by going to business.facebook.com and click on this all tool options anywhere on your left hand navigation bar, and then select events manager. Once you click on events manager, you can directly go to data sources, and this is where all the pixels and datasets are available. Previously they were called pixels. For some reason now they're called datasets. That's how life works. And the only thing we need from here is this pixel ID. So let's just copy this pixel ID and go back to our Google Tag Manager container. Just remember, the task is to configure a configuration tag that fires on all the pages of the website. Let's just first add a template tag. Template tags are things that are created by Facebook Pixel team, and that makes our life a lot more easier. So let's just go to the templates, and on the tags, we are going to search for a tag under the template gallery. So let's just search the gallery, and the tag we are looking for is called Facebook Pixel tag, and it is created by Facebook Archive team. So let's just search for Facebook. And this is the Facebook Pixel tag. Perfect. We found it in the first go. How lucky we are. Let's just add it to the workspace so we can use it in our tag sections. So let's just go back to the tags and hit new. And since we want this configuration tag to fire on all the pages of the website, we are going to select a trigger that fires it on all the pages. And under the tag, we are going to select the Facebook Pixel. Now we can see that in the custom section. Great. We can paste the Facebook Pixel ID that we copied, and we can rename the tag to Facebook configuration tag. To make our life easier, because we are going to need this Facebook Pixel ID again and again, we are going to create a constant variable for this one. So let's just create a constant variable right here, and we can name it Facebook Pixel ID. This step is not necessary. However, I like to do it because it keeps everything really tidy up. And let's hit save. Now we have added the Facebook configuration tag, but before moving to the next step of data layer, let's just make sure that this is working all right. So let's click preview. And now this is connected with the website again. And if you don't have any kind of ad blockers and things like that, and you can install a Facebook Pixel helper extension for your browser, you can see that the Facebook page view event has fired. And if you will go into this Google Tag Manager debug view and go to the container loaded event, you can also see that a Facebook configuration tag has fired, and that is great. Perfect. Both of the things are working all right. And now we can move to the third section of the video. In the third section of the video, we are going to see what data layer is and how we can push the view item list event for WooCommerce, and then how we can use that event for Google Tag Manager and Facebook Pixel. So let's quickly go back to our website, and we are going to update the settings of the plugins that we have here. If you will go to the integration sections, you will see an option for WooCommerce. And the plugin is kind enough to create this data layer for us. However, the plugin is kind enough to create this data layer for us. Otherwise, we would be spending millions of hours creating this data layer, and it would be a really complicated task. However, since we have this, we are just going to check this mark which is called track e-commerce events. And for this impression event, we are going to select 20. And after that, we are going to scroll down and hit save changes. Just by doing these two things, we are tracking all of the e-commerce events that we need for the data layer. since we have saved all the changes that we need, let's just quickly go to the website and verify if this new view item list event is firing on the website or not. So once we are on the website, let's just quickly go to any of the category pages. We have 2 categories here. Let's just visit the bulb category for now. And once we are on this bulb category, I can see that this view item list event is firing in this debug window. And I can also see that since this only had one item in the array, I can see only one item. But if I had more than one items, let's say 20 items, I would see a list of 20 items there. So that's perfect. We have the data layer working, and we can move to the final step of the video, that is using this event data to create tags, variables, and triggers that will send information back to Facebook Pixel. And this is going to be an extensive task, so make sure that you stick with me for this one. Great. Let's just go back to the Google Tag Manager container, and since we have the name of the event and we also have all the event parameters firing on this debug window, we can quickly create the tags that we need. So the first thing we need to make sure is configure the trigger. We only want this trigger to fire on one specific custom event, and the name of the custom event is this. So let's just copy this custom event and create a new trigger here. So let's just rename it custom event view item list. Since we don't want to fire it on all pages, we only want it to fire whenever this event is triggered in the data layer. Great. Now we need to fire a view category event, and you might remember that we created a Facebook Pixel ID, so we are going to use that constant variable. And the event name that we want to send is called view category. Since this is no longer a standard event, we have to send it as a custom event. Great. Now we need to add some object properties to this, because we also want to send content ID, content name, value, and all the other good things that we need. So let's just quickly create all the variables that we need. We need content underscore IDs. We need content underscore name. We also need contents. Then we need content underscore type. We need value. We need currency. And that's pretty much it. All the things that we need for this e-commerce event. Content IDs is going to be a list of array which contains all the IDs of the item that has been viewed. For example, in our case, the list of IDs is going to be 29 only because we only have one item. However, if you had more than one item, then it would be 29, 30, 31, etc, etc. And same thing for the names. This is also going to be a list of names where one name is smart LED light bulb and then the other names, etc. Perfect. Content is going to be an object which has the ID and the price, whereas the content type is going to be a constant variable that is going to tell Facebook Pixel what kind of product it is. Then we have the value and the currency. Let's just quickly make a dynamic variable that is going to pull the information from this tag, this data layer event, and send it to Facebook Pixel. Great. For this, we are also going to use one other variable that is created by Step team, just so it makes our life much more easier. So let's just click on the plus button on the top right corner, and we're going to search in the template gallery again. This is the same thing that we did in the start of the video, but from the template section. This is another way to do the same thing. Sorry, let's just search for Facebook parameter generator. Great. Let's just add this to the workspace so we can use this variable. For some reason, if I will click here right now, I'm not. Wow, things are getting better. Oh no, it's the same. So let's just click on the plus button. This is a glitch that we have in Google Tag Manager. So let's just create this one. The only thing it requires is the array of object, and the array of object is this one, e-commerce.items. So let's just quickly create a data layer variable that will get this value. So let's create e-commerce.items. E-commerce.items. The reason we are doing this is to make sure that we can get dynamic values. So if the event pushes some other items in the array, this items array is going to be updated automatically. And since the first thing we are creating is item underscore IDs, I am going to select item underscore IDs. The IDs are under item underscore ID. So let's just select this one. The name of the item is under item underscore name. So let's select this one. The price is usually under price itself right here. So let's select that. And then we have quantity under, where is the quantity? I don't see quantity. Let's just select quantity by default, and we are going to set that to 1. Quantity. Great. Let's rename this to Facebook parameter generator. And since we are using e-commerce.items array, and this is for content IDs. Perfect. Now we have this thing working. Now we need to do the same thing for content name, contents, content type, and all the other things. Instead of doing the same thing again and again, why don't we just duplicate this one, copy and paste it, and then update the this right here. So doing this, everything should be good. Let's make it content name. See how easy it was? And we can now select content underscore name. We can do the same thing for contents. Let's just copy and paste this one. And instead of selecting content names, we can select contents and rename this variable. Great. And this variable for content underscore type, this is always going to be a constant and is called product. The value is under e-commerce.value. We can see we don't have a value variable right here, so we are also going to create that using this Facebook parameter generator variable. So let's quickly copy this one again and select value and rename this to value. Great. Now we also have this thing done. Let's just paste this one here. And the last thing is currency. I think we do have currency under e-commerce.currency, so we can select that. We have to create a new dataLayer variable for this. So let's just quickly do that. e-commerce.currency. currency. Let's rename it to du. Perfect. We have all the things that we need for this variable. Let's quickly rename this tag Facebook pixel view category. Now we are going to save this and do a test to make sure it is working all right. Perfect. Now we can quickly do a preview to make sure everything is working all right. So let's click preview button again, and the debug window is going to connect again with our website. So that's good. So the preview window has almost connected. Let's just quickly go back to any of the category pages. Since this is a demo store, I don't have the buttons right here on the top, so I have to go like this. So it's all right. You do understand. Great. So now we are on the category page, and we can see that this view category event has fired, and it has also fired the tag that we have created. Let's just quickly verify if all the information is correct by going to the pixel helper. We can see that we have the contents array, we have the currency, we have the value, we have the array, and everything is working all right. We can also verify this information at one more place before publishing all the changes. Let's just quickly go to the test events. And right here, hopefully if I add the URL of the website, it should open a debug window. And if I do a refresh on this page, which is connected with the Google Tag Manager, this should send an event. So let's quickly do a page refresh. I have done the refresh there, and let's just wait for the event to fire. It usually takes about 1 or 2 seconds once the DOM has been loaded. So that's our Google Tag Manager container connected, and that's our Facebook pixel fired. Let's just quickly go back to the event manager. Great, we have the pixel firing. The error that you are looking at right now is the pixel not connected, because this is a temporary demo store. It's not an official store. So we can see that all the information is working all right, and that's perfect. We can publish the changes that we need here, and we can rename it as Facebook view category event. Now we have also verified everything is working all right, and now I have one bonus section for you if you have watched the video until here. You see that all the work that we have done, and we have to create all the variables and tags and triggers and all the good things that you need. What I have done is that in the description of the video, you will find a link where you can download this container, so you don't have to do any kind of work. All you need to do is just update the Facebook pixel ID and everything should be good. And let me quickly show you how you can use that. How you can use this imported container so that you don't have to do all the work. You don't have to create tags, variables, and everything will work perfectly fine just from the start. Once you click on download the JSON file from the website, you can go directly to the admin section of your Google Tag Manager container, click on import container, and choose the container file that you have. For me, the JSON file looks something like this, and you can use existing, so you don't have to create a new workspace for this one, and just select merge. If you will click override, it will delete everything. Just select merge, and hit confirm. Once you do that, it will take you back to the tag section, and you can see that you already have the Google Tag Manager configuration tag, you already have the Facebook Pixel tag. The only thing that you need to do is go down to the variable section and click on Facebook Pixel and update this pixel ID, and that's the only thing you need to do. Perfect. Now we have successfully added the view category event on your WooCommerce store using Google Tag Manager. In the next video, we are going to see how you can do the view item event, because view item event is where you can track more information about a single particular product, such as that product ID, name, place, and all the other good stuff. Not the place, I mean quantity and price, etc. So yeah, see you in the next one. Bye-bye.